Hello, this is John Kitsteiner, and this is another episode of our life here on the farm. And I am standing in my kitchen, and I wanted to show you a couple things I got going on. What I have here is a pot of partially finished chicken stock. We had processed our chickens last week. We had 82 chickens from our first batch of broilers in our mobile chicken tractors, and I had a bunch of bags. What I have right here, these are actually necks and hearts and livers and gizzards from the ducks that we processed yesterday. We had 12 ducks and we processed them yesterday. I've got to finish cleaning the gizzards and getting things taken care of with the kind of the final processing of some of the components of those chickens. But I took, I had 3 bags of chicken necks, bags of chicken skin, and I put them in this big old stock pot. That's about a 15-gallon stock pot, and I added, 3-4 gallons of water, a bunch of carrots and onions and celery and some herbs, and I boiled everything down for, gosh, it was probably close to 10 hours. And what I ended up with was first of all, our whole house smelled like amazing chicken soup, but I ended up with about 3 gallons worth of liquid. That what I did was I strained it all through a strainer and then poured it right into this 5-gallon bucket. And this is a food grade 5-gallon bucket. You can pick these up at a lot of places, but make sure that they say food grade so that nothing's going to be leaching out into your stock. I put this into our extra refrigerator out in our garage, and when I came back to it, I ended up with this very thick stock. Now this, I don't know, some people, it looks almost like applesauce or Jell-O is what it is. And this is extremely rich stock. It's loaded with collagen and pectin, not pectin, gelatin, collagen and gelatin, and chondroitin and glucosamine and all the minerals and everything that was in the meat and in the bones, high in calcium and magnesium. And then it had a layer, maybe about this thick, of white to yellow, actually it was a little bit more yellow, fat that rose to the top. And I got this on the stove top, and I'm rendering this down a little bit further, and I'm going to actually stick it to a strainer. I'm going to bring this down to low, so it's very low. This is boiling too. It's a little too hot. I don't want to burn it too much. I don't want to get that burn flavor. This is just about ready. I'm going to take this, I'm going to strain it through a couple coffee filters and get all those little bits of brown out of there. What you actually can do is you can take this and save this with all those little brown bits and save that. And eat it. A lot of people, actually, like in Germany, will eat this. If you take it just by itself, this is what we call schmaltz, which is actually an old German word, but it was adopted by the Yiddish living in Germany at the time. And this is a very good fat, especially with the fat coming from our chickens that are raised on pasture and exposed to grass every day and bugs and insects. And what they're going to do is this fat is going to be very high in omega-3 fatty acids and conjugated linoleic acids. And then I'm going to take this down, I'm going to put this pot on the stove, and I'm going to boil it down and concentrate it. As soon as I get this on the heat, it's going to turn to liquid extremely fast. But I'm going to boil it down and make it very syrupy. This is what you then call a demi-glace. And I can take that, can put it into a ice cube tray and freeze them individually, and I have these little small servings of very concentrated, very wholesome, very nutrient dense chicken stock. So that is what we got going on I've been kind of working on this on the sideline for the last few days, and I thought people may like to see it. I'm going to do the same thing with the with the duck as well, and get some rendered duck stock as well. And so this should be good stuff. This will definitely last us for the winter, which is exactly the goal. That's it for now. This is John Kitsteiner in Bulls Gap, Tennessee.